guys, what's up? It's LeBas here, and since it's the beginning of a new school semester, I thought that I would make a little mini series for you guys, getting you in the right mind space for just really doing your best in school and having a really good time with it. The reason why I'm making this video in the first place is because I remember what it was like when I was younger. I didn't see a point in school really, and I was just so frustrated being there. I think a lot of us creative people out there feel that way. We feel kind of out of place when we're in school. Sometimes we just don't feel appreciated for being different and thinking in a different way. And I'm here to tell you guys right now that we need creative thinkers.
Really succeed in whatever, math and the sciences and engineering like that, you have to be able to think outside of the box, and you have to be creative problem solving. Creative thinking is in the arts. You can use that kind of thinking and apply it to anything else, business, engineering, science.
And be better at it.
And you're better at that. You succeed more and you bring more to the world because you have these abilities that came from outside of your discipline.
Like a lot of people, I had a really hard time with math, but this wasn't just a little bit of a struggle. This was just a huge deal. Ever since I was a kid, I just felt that I was never going to be smart enough. And it was really shameful for me. I felt so inadequate. And I just remember what it was like walking into the class feeling just, I'm never going to learn this. I never would have thought in a million years that I would have went to where I was at, just feeling so negative about math, to being able to take an honors statistics course in college. I never would have seen that for myself. So I want to start unraveling how I got to that point so it could help you guys out with whatever subject you're struggling with. I know for a lot of us that is math. The first thing that I have to share with you guys that is going to help you be able to learn whatever you're trying to accomplish in school is this. You need to practice self-compassion. Yep, you heard me. I know, already getting off to a weird start. You're thinking this is a little self-help crap. Just stay with me. I want you to think about it this way, okay? Since you guys are artists watching this channel, when you were a kid, you weren't very good at drawing. I'm sure nobody's great at drawing when they're first starting, okay? You have a little stick figure. If you just felt that you were always going to be at this level of a stick figure and you just got so irritated every time you drew, you'd probably not be watching this channel. You probably would hate art and have just given up and said, I'm not an artist, right? The same applies to any other subject that you're learning. Look back at all your old sketches and stuff like that. Each time you drew something, you learned a little bit more. And the same applies to any other skill. So what happens when we don't practice self-compassion? Studies show that people who are actually harder on themselves and shame themselves when they're just not doing something right have a lot more problems going on. For instance, they've done studies on smokers and alcoholics, and the more critical they are when they mess up, the more likely they are to either drink or smoke.
Some of the research that tends to surprise people the most, when I first started teaching this class, this was the research people argued with. The harder you are on yourself when you have a willpower failure, the more likely you are to have the same failure again, and the bigger it's going to be when you do. For example, one study took a look at problem drinkers and had them keep track of how much they were drinking and how bad they felt the morning after. What they found is that the people who were the most self-critical and felt the most ashamed or guilty about drinking the night before wanted to drink more immediately when they woke up, and also drank more that night and the next.
This is why it is so essential. I don't care if somebody else in your life is telling you that you should feel ashamed, you should feel bad because you didn't do something right or perfect the first time. I want you to let that go right now, and I want you to go back to this state where I'm learning. This is a process. I'm a stick figure now, but I'm not going to stay a stick figure forever. My favorite example of this is actually from Lindsay from MSI. I cannot believe that this happened, but she auditioned for Mindless Self-Indulgence without having really any skill at playing the bass. She ended up getting the part because she pulled a crazy stunt and blew fire all over the place. But I wanted to share this cool little clip with you guys because I find it so inspirational and motivating.
And the fact that I went into the situation and sort of fell ass backward into it and just kind of wung it forced me to be horrible and okay with that. And at the same time, it was very freeing because if anyone talks shit to me, I'm like, well, yeah, you're right. I've been playing for 2 weeks. So suck it. Do you have the balls to play in front of 4,000 people after playing for 2 weeks? I don't think you do. And that was like amazing for me. Mm-hmm. And I just think that if more people just tried, just simply tried, then that it's not about being good or bad. It's about like having the courage to just put yourself out there, and that's like the difference.
I want you guys to know that each time you try to learn something new, every time you make an effort towards pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, you should really be proud of yourself because you have so much courage. A lot of people I notice don't even, especially adults, they get into this idea of who they are, they box themselves in, and they don't step outside their comfort zone. They don't challenge themselves with things that they just never thought they could do. And I want you guys to not be like that at all. It has never been more important to have multiple skills and not rely on one skill set to get you by the rest of your life. Reid Hoffman actually talks about this in his book, The Startup of You. I want you guys to think about that every time you're in the classroom, when you're sitting down and you don't think something's important. I want you to be open-minded. Information is a gift being offered to you, and if you choose not to accept it, there's a good chance that you will be slamming a door on something that you had no idea would be helpful to you. Do you see this right now? This is going to be so distracting the rest of the video. What are you doing? As I was saying before my dog's legs interrupted, it's really about taking what you know and applying it. How you apply it is everything. I know a lot of us in class, we think it's all about getting the A, but the A don't mean ish, okay? It doesn't mean anything in the long run. It's really what you retain, and it's really how you are able to take what you know and apply it to your life and make it meaningful. So that is what I had to share with you guys today. I hope that you found it helpful. So let's do a little review. I want you guys to start with self-compassion. I want you to be kind to yourself, get rid of all of the negative thoughts and the way that you saw yourself in a very negative light or just narrow way you saw yourself. I want you to rewrite your script. It is not going to be easy learning new things. The research shows that you shouldn't be hard on yourself and that you should be more self-compassionate because it's going to help you get back up after you have a rough time. Perfection is not the answer. It's really about what you obtain from the classroom and are able to apply to your life, or else you're just going to be sitting in the class thinking about the A and not thinking about how you could take that information and actually make it useful. So go ahead and start a conversation with one of your friends about maybe changing mindset and keeping each other accountable. I think that would be a really great thing to do. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I loved making it for you guys, and I really hope that it helps. I love you, and I will be seeing you guys tomorrow. Mwah! If you guys enjoyed this video, I kindly ask that you share it with someone who could also benefit from it. This message is something that I am very passionate about. If you are new to my channel, I actually have a whole bunch of other art tutorials and stuff like that, so it's not all focused necessarily around school, so you can definitely check those out. Ooh, I totally forgot to mention this, but before I go, I just wanted to say if you have any questions regarding school, feel free to leave your questions down in the comments below. I would love to make a whole Q&A for you guys, just answering your questions and getting you in the right place for back to school. So if you have anything you want to ask, feel free to do so. Alright guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah!